Hey everybody. It's been a little while since I have recorded. To be honest, it's been too much. Like between the fires out here in LA and the dumpster fire that is our government, I was like, I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. And I'm very big on putting your own oxygen mask on before you try to help other people. Um And then I realized, like, I do need to come on and say hello. And also, I want to give a shout out to my girl Jessica for allowing me to crash with her for a couple days and for talking me down when I was really having some panic attacks. Um, so, and I also want to give out a shout out to all of the firefighters that are working like so hard in unimaginable conditions. Like, I still haven't fully processed what's going on, but I feel it, and as a college professor, one of the things we're providing is stability. And I don't think I fully realized the weight of that until I finished teaching yesterday and I got in my car and I cried because I don't think I realized just how much energy I was absorbing and just how much I was trying to get back into the way things normally are. But there is no normal anymore. Not out here. Nothing will ever be normal again. There's going to be a new LA. And I say that with the experience of someone who was in New York right before 9/11 and lived in the West Village. New York is not the same. We did have a new New York after 9/11. So I think as I've been working my way through some of the feelings I've been feeling, I've been letting myself grieve. I still have my valuables ready to go just in case of emergency. Um, it's probably a trauma response because I am in a safe area. Um, but until they get those fires at like more than 50% contained, I am still going to keep my bags ready to go. I have so many things on my mind. The first thing is, I have learned so much more this week how much people just hate Black women. I don't understand how we're blaming a mayor of LA for something that happens in nature and something that happens in LA every year. I don't understand why people are blaming her. Also, Malibu has its own mayor. And if this was a man who was the mayor, I don't think they would be treating him like this. I just don't. Um, it, and since I am not native to LA, I defer to people who have grown up here. I didn't hear any of my friends who are native Angelinos saying anything about the mayor, saying anything about what she should or shouldn't have done. What I heard from them was surprise that of where the fire sparked up. I hear surprise that the fire was in the Pacific Palisades. I hear surprise that it got to Altadena, that it got so close to the homes. That was the theme of our conversations. Just kind of shock because they never had come that far south. But other than that, I did not hear any ideas or complaints about what the mayor should or shouldn't have done differently. We also see how the media coverage definitely helped people basically cast judgment on Los Angeles. And I want to tell all religious people, stop saying this is judgment on California. Have you lost your fucking minds? Stop it. Like, and yes, my energy just went from 0 to 100 because I remember that shit happening 9/11. I remember so many religious people were saying, oh, it was judgment on New York. Why would you think that that sort of thing is helpful? Why would you say that shit? How is any of that helpful? It makes you feel superior. Does it make you feel superior? Because apparently the only reason why a wildfire happens in California is because all of its inhabitants are wicked. Are you fucking kidding me? You have a city that is grieving. We are mourning. And y'all call yourselves Christians and basically saying like, well, this is judgment or, you know, I've heard so much nonsense. It is not Christian. It is not loving. I just I don't understand the intention behind saying things like that. I don't understand the intention behind being so cruel. And because I used to be one of y'all, Imma say it right now, this is not godly behavior. This is not godly behavior. In fact, y'all are so excited to make everything an evangelistic opportunity. Let me tell you, every time you say that, it pushes people away from God even more. Because you're basically spitting on people's graves. You're spitting in the direction of people who are hurting. How dare you? How dare you? You think that rich people deserve to have their houses go up in flames? Because next to these mansions, on the way to these mansions, are smaller homes. But y'all are so angry about wealthy people. Yes, be angry at the billionaires. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're horrible. They're ruining our country. But when you're talking about people who a lot of them are new money, a lot of them may be actors or writers who have spent decades living in abject poverty, going job to job to job to provide entertainment that you take in. Those people also lost their houses. There are Black people in Altadena had the generational wealth of real estate. We always hear about, oh, you need to invest in real estate so you can pass it down to your descendants. A lot of that has been wiped out. A lot of that has been wiped out. But no, go ahead and talk about how God is passing judgment. Not to mention starting to lie about Black people who were literally trying to save their belongings just like white people were when they were evacuating. And then what, Fox News comes up or whatever conservative news organizations are going to frame it as though they're looting. How can you loot your own house? But again, people don't care about the truth nowadays. Whatever idea suits your narrative is the one you run with. And because of social media, everybody has a platform. Nobody has to fact check. And now that Meta has stopped fact checking posts, it's going to be the wild, wild west out here. Not to mention Mark Zuckerberg. Now I know why you had to. Now I know why everybody hated you in college. Like I remember when I watched the movie, whatever movie that was based on his life, The Social Network, was it? I felt sorry for him. I really did. And I was happy for him that he was able to like, take lemons and make lemonade. And now I'm like, oh, I get it. You were always the problem. You were always the problem. Because the fact that you would take away protections for your most vulnerable people, the fact that you're taking away DEI initiatives, you're talking about needing a more masculine workplace or whatever. Facebook is garbage now. You need to spend more time fixing your original app instead of taking away TikTok. Yes, I know you're upset because it's your biggest competition. And I guess the TikTok creator used to be an intern at Facebook. Get over it. It's a competitive market. Maybe make sure that your first two platforms are doing well and that people enjoy them before you try to take out the competition. Because no matter what, we're not spending the kind of time on Facebook and Instagram that we spend on TikTok because you fucked up those platforms. I see posts from maybe 5 people on Facebook and the rest are ads. And speaking of stealing information, you're literally I don't know if y'all Facebook havers, like, because I stay on Facebook because I have a lot of older friends from my hometown that are on it and a lot of friends from college that I stay connected with. But did you know that they're automatically tracking your web activity? There's a setting that you have to click off, but they just snuck that in there. I think I put it in my stories. So really, we shouldn't be afraid of China getting our information or stealing our information because Facebook is doing it already. Apple is doing it already. All of our data is being stolen, which is why the TikTok ban is ridiculous. We all know that it's not because of our data being getting into China's hands. It's because we started talking to each other. It's because women started sharing the truth about marriage and motherhood. It's easy for people to just ignore what divorced women like myself say about marriage. But when you hear it from somebody who is married and loves their husband, but can also admit that it's a lot of work for women, that is something that makes people who haven't been married before pause and wonder, okay, wait a minute. Why are we gaslit into believing that the only way we are worthy as women is if we're married? See, we pulled at the thread that's starting to dismantle patriarchy, and they don't like that. They don't like the fact that mothers have been very honest about what motherhood is really like. I have to say, when I was making my decision about whether or not I should get a complete hysterectomy because of my endometriosis, and I don't want anybody in the comments telling me that I didn't need it. I'm not asking for your opinion about what I do with my body. But when I started watching TikToks about what motherhood is really like, the pros and the cons from women who love their kids, I was like, you know what? At this stage in my life, I don't think that's for me, not in these circumstances. Not in the not as a single mom. I'm not going to purposely become a single mom if that's what it's like. And I'm hearing it not just from TikTok, I'm verifying it with people I'm friends with in real life. That helped me make a decision that I am very at peace with. Yes, of course, I still grieve from time to time, but I don't regret it. And I think I'm not the only one. The child free movement has gained steam. We've got the working class starting to realize like, oh, it's not black and white. It's about the wealthiest people hoarding all the money. It's about the wealthiest people, the billionaires I'm talking about, not wanting to pay their workers a fair wage. It's about black women and black men building up these incredible platforms where we talk about the reality of being black in America. We show examples of what life is actually like. So it's making the powers that be uncomfortable. And they're like, we can't have this. We can't have this. So y'all aren't slick. We know it never had anything to do with the data. But the beautiful thing about all of this is that there's going to be another app. You know, I'm on YouTube. And you're not going to stop the movement that started. Now that we've found our voices, we're not going to stop talking. If we can't talk on one platform, we'll find another place to talk. But this week has just been so, I mean, not even just this week, this month was not how I expected 2025 to start. Nobody did. And I have so much more to say about how much y'all hate Black women because I'm watching highlights from some of these hearings to confirm these appointments that that man is making. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. You literally have a straight white man who is being questioned, who can't answer any of the questions about what his job will entail. He's accused of sexual assault. He's accused of being an alcoholic. And I'm like, so wait a minute, who's the DEI hire again? Because none of these people are qualified. None of these people are qualified. And that goes to show you that the people that are screaming loudest about DEI hires not being qualified are actually the unqualified ones. Because you cannot watch these hearings and actually believe these people are qualified to do a huge job. Like, I don't think we're taking this seriously enough. You mean to tell me Like, I actually had to gather my thoughts because I just got so angry thinking about it. You know, I'm proud of my forever first lady, Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama. Okay? Michelle Obama is standing on business. No, I'm not with the fuckery. I'm not going to pretend that I'm excited for this person to be inaugurated. So I'm not going. And I'm glad that VP Harris was like, no, I'm not giving you a tour of my house. After all the shit you said about me, absolutely not. That's what I want to see more of. I want to see more Black women matching energy. And as a reformed people pleaser, yeah, my energy has shifted because I'm seeing in real time that, yo, America just hates Black women. They just do. They want us to come in and save the day, but not have any needs. They want us to go back into the background. And every time y'all get upset about something that that man does, I want you to think about the fact that your misogyny and your hatred of Blackness got us here. So yeah, I mean, I'm matching energy. I'm not going to let passive aggressiveness fly. I'm not going to let these microaggressions fly. I'm going to match your energy. I'm going to ask you to explain what you meant by that. I'm going to say, actually, that was a really rude thing to say. Why would you say that? And I'm not even going to raise my voice. I'm simply going to hold up a mirror to your fuckery. I'm going to hold up a mirror to your unconscious bias. I'm going to hold up a mirror to the fact that whiteness needs to feel comfortable at all times, no matter what. And I'm going to say, I need you to sit with that. I need you to sit with the fact that your comfort is a priority. I need you to sit with the fact that your racism and misogyny literally elected a convicted felon, that your racism and misogyny allowed y'all to vote for a man who is a convicted felon when you have family members that can't even vote. You have family members that can't get a job because they have a felony. They can't get a good job. But apparently you're okay with putting them in the White House. Like, I don't. So yeah, I've had a lot on my mind, and today is the first day that I feel like even talking about it. This will not be the last day, but I'm finally seeing America for what it is. And it's disheartening. It's very disheartening because you're raised with this American exceptionalism. You're raised with this idea that if you play by the rules and you work hard, you're going to be able to have a good life. That's not a guarantee, but it's just once you see what's really happening and once you see that most of these decisions are because of a small group of people who have billions of dollars because they're making the world they want to live in and we just have to go along with it. Once you see that shit, you can't unsee it. I stopped saying the Pledge of Allegiance in junior high because I remembered saying it one day and I was like, liberty and justice for all. My ancestors were enslaved. They didn't have liberty or justice. So I'm not saying this anymore. And I haven't since. Because unless those words are true for everybody, then they're true for nobody. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello. I am safe. Yes, I have a hell of a lot on my mind and there's more to come for sure, but I have to get some work done. So, good night.